Shalawam, I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. Before we start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Yahawah is the true name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly calls God, which means He is, He exists. Bahasham means in the name, and Yahawashi means He delivers, all right, which is a nomen omen, all right, of the only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. He's coming back to deliver the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Those are the true teachers, prophets, leaders of the nation of Israel, who Yahawashi set up here in these latter days to teach this truth, so that the elect can hear, be edified, and have faith, so that they may be saved. All right. And Shalawam to you hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalawam. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. And what is that? Prophecy. Prophecy of Yahawashi, things that's been spoken beforehand, before time, by his prophets, by the mouth of his prophets. It shall not return unto me void. All right, man, it's not going to come back empty. You know, the words of Yahawashi being spoken through the mouths of his prophets, being read from the scriptures. All right, it's not empty, vain words. Okay, surely these prophecies will come to fruition, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it majorly. Okay, for the ones who can believe and the ones who have the eyesight to see, we seeing the word of the Lord taking place right before our very eyes. Okay, that's only for the elect to see it, the ones who have obtained this truth, pursuant to Romans 11 and 7. All right, the election have obtained it, being this truth, the understanding of the scriptures, and the rest were blinded. Okay, it says, finishing out Isaiah 55 and 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And now you recently had this whole fiasco of an ICE agent, you know, deleting somebody, you know, in cold blood. Okay, you know, Esau on this power trip, you know, trying to stop somebody and, you know, let off, you know, use his sword. He used his sword. He used his blessing, all right, to take out another, you know, shed so-called innocent blood. We know it's all judgment of Yahawashi, of course. All right, but shed more blood in the planet Earth. And, you know, you got these uproars, these protests happening. And this is all biblical prophecy. All right, this is all biblical prophecy playing out. All right, right before our very eyes. And we love it. Okay. Meanwhile, you got the U.S., you know, Babylon the Great, Donald J. Trump, you know, just recently bombed Venezuela, you know, took you know, their president, Maduro, all right, about to bring him up on charges, you know, crimes, you know, trying to pin it as a, you know, flooding in drugs in the U.S., man, you know, and being a dictator, so to speak, okay, letting oil go to enemies, you know, of the U.S., you know, but nonetheless, we know what it's all about. Esau going in there and taking the resources, the oil, you know, colonization, you know, expansion of Edomite colonization, you know. But nonetheless, this is all biblical prophecy because, you know, that's signs of war. And these protests, these are signs as well that Yahawah already forespoken from the days of old and is speaking through the mouths of his prophets until now. And these things are playing out, man. Okay. Let me play this real quick, play the other article, and get a couple scriptures. Pray and hope this is edifying to the elect.
First time that we're really hearing some more details from law enforcement.
Yeah, we know that the call was made maybe about 10 o'clock this morning, so just about 3 hours or so ago. In that press conference, we did get some more information about this woman who was, we know, at this point shot and killed by ICE agents. We have learned that she is a 37-year-old white woman. She appeared to be in the vehicle alone, is what the police chief said, but the spouse has made it to the hospital, but we probably...
So apparently it was an Edomite. Oh, man. And that's where these protesters is hitting, man. Them doggone ICE agents eat him, then shot himself. Oh, man. You can't make it up. But nonetheless, it's all leading and tying to biblical prophecy of uproars of the people. And we're going to grab that, Lord will.
Probably should take you back just a little bit about just some of the chain of events that have happened now that we have some of that information confirmed.
And interestingly, we really still haven't learned what the initial call was, why ICE was there in the first place, who they may have been looking for. But we know that while ICE agents were there, according to Mayor Fry, there were about a dozen or so plus agents there. And that, we've seen there's some video out there. We're actually going to be showing it to you here shortly so you can see for yourself. But in the course of, of them looking for somebody, people started to gather, crowds started to gather, more law enforcement shows up. And I'm not exactly sure at what point the incident happened with the woman in the vehicle, but we know that there was a woman in the vehicle, and according to again, you'll see the video for yourself and you can kind of watch. There are two narratives here. One from the Trump administration, which we'll read to you in a second, and then one we just heard from local law enforcement. Okay, and Ryan's telling me that we are actually ready to show the video. So before we layer too much context here, why don't we just let you watch this? But we're going to do this in a very sort of deliberate way. Let people know that this is video we're showing for the first time. You're not going to see it a lot on our air because we want to make sure that when we're showing it, we're doing it with a purpose. So there's no audio here as well, and you're going to see this sort of play out. So just a warning to those who may not want to see this. You can see the vehicle there. That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda Pilot that we should be focused on here. It's about a purplish, reddish color here. So let's take a look.
Agent walking up. And then there's another agent. I don't know if you can see that one right there.
Yeah, three agents involved. One was kind of close.
You see, they just, all tyrannical, go up and just stop who they will, falsely identify. They mainly coming after the tribes, so-called, Latino, so-called Native, so-called Negro, right? And, in this case, apparently a Edomite woman, caught the wrath of this devil. The scriptures say this devil, he coming down with great wrath. And you see how quickly Esau was just, drawing the sword, man, okay? These are the times we're in, man. Jacob's trouble. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, which woe means destruction. For the devil, Diablos, so-called white man, the false accuser, the slanderer, all right, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So you got these slave patrols just patrolling the streets, all right, targeting Jake mainly, okay? And, this devil is not going to stop. He's not going to let up, man. Okay, this devil going to continue to come with more draconian measures, all right? Bringing crimes, for little things, things that, are God-given rights, such as speech, freedom of speech. This devil come with the hate speech. These devils got these ICE patrols that can, just falsely profile you, pull you over, detain you, throw you into, concentration camp, so to speak, holding sinners without a cause, man. This is the times we're in, man. Okay, and pretty soon this devil, we ain't gonna be able to be out there on the highways and hedges teaching his word, because this gospel, this good news that's unto us, is a condemnation unto them. So, especially them Amalekites and small hatters, man. So these are the times we're in, man. Okay, Yahawashi bringing division, bringing war. All right, Civil War, World War III, it's all here. All right, let me play this one.
It looks as though there are some people, as you can see, throwing snowballs at some of these officials that are moving down towards what appears to be the scene. And I want to get a closer look here, because it looks as though there may be, I don't know if it's a skirmish yet, or obviously some kind of a conflict.
Throwing snowballs, even Esau, even Esau fed up with Esau. All right, but we know Jake, we tired of this devil, man. Okay, and this devil, has a perpetual, ancient hatred that goes back to, the beginning. The serpent in the garden, Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau. The seed of the wicked always had, enmity or, beef with the righteous. Okay, but Yahawashi got it on our spirit. We got the same hatred towards them. And we contrary one to another, man. Okay, and these devils gonna pay for all the bloodshed that they have, shed on the children of Israel. Okay, so this is the book of 2nd Esdras 9:1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before." All right, being the wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, war, evil, pestilence. These things happening, and there's apparently a measles outbreak here in the Carolinas. So these things, these biblical prophecies is happening. And how do you measure that? Okay, how you measure biblical prophecy? How you know what times you're in, man? Okay, well, you gotta decipher what the scriptures, what the prophecies are speaking on. Okay, and how could we decipher? Well, the Lord put the Spirit on us, starting with our teachers. Okay, the elder apostles and the elder bishops, to extrapolate things that's happening, current events, news. All right, and tie it to biblical prophecy, because the Lord said it would happen, and we're seeing it. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So the Lord is his visitation, his presence, his spirit is in the earth. Okay, and prophecy is rolling. Okay, like the book of Habakkuk says, at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, Habakkuk 2:3, and it reads, "For the vision, prophecies, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And how the prophecy speaking? You've seen it happen before your eyes, just like Yahawashi said it would. All right, you're seeing the collapse of this devil. You're seeing the divisions. You're seeing the nations gear up for war. You're seeing the MOTB, all right, being spoken about, digital IDs, all right, and the C-hips being put in people's brains. You're seeing these things, man. All right, people getting C-hips in their hands, and it's been for a long time, but we're approaching a point to where Esau is about to roll it out. Okay, you're seeing the banks and the dollar about to collapse, and this devil will have to bring forth that reset, man. Bring in the MOTB, just like Revelation 13:16-17 says. All right, and you know what's going to follow that? The other prophecies, the judgment for taking that. All right, the salvation of the elect. All right, all those prophecies, the kingdom of heaven. All right, Esau and the heathens going into slavery. All that has to take place, man. Okay. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So pretty soon, all these things going to be fulfilled. And if you're measuring, you know what times you're in. You know how close we are, leading up to the second return, ultimately, of our Lord and our Savior, Yahawashi. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the people in the world. And these are not these uproars. Okay.
Like there's some exchange of words. Looks as though there are some people, as you can see, throwing snowballs at some of these officials that are moving down towards what appears to be the scene. And I want to get a closer look here because it looks as though there may be, I don't know if it's a skirmish yet or obviously some kind of a conflict. There's some exchange of words happening here. The snowballs keep flying.
People against these ICE agents. People against the bombing in Venezuela. People against the conflict in Israel. People against a lot of things, man. The whole Russia-Ukraine conflict. All right, against the Libicuda group. You know, against the Trump administration. You know, this place is divided and protests is happening, uproars around the world. Okay, and these are all telltale signs that we're at the end of Esau, man. Esau is over. His reign, his rule is coming to a close. All right. You know, if you ever heard the expression that, you know, the curtains is closing. Yeah, the curtains is closing on this devil's kingdom, man. Okay. This is Job 14:5. It says, seeing his days are determined. And who is his days? It's talking about Esau. Who is it determined by? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, we got to remember that Yahawah, Bahasham, the Lord, he ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will. Okay, and Yahawah, Bahasham, set this devil up for a short season. All right, to deceive and to rule by way of his sword, and ultimately to get up to the pride of the pinnacle of his kingdom and the pride, so that the Lord can take him down and his name be revered and feared and known in the planet Earth. Okay, like it reads in Romans 9:17. Even for this same purpose have I set thee up, speaking about Pharaoh. All right, the modern day pharaohs who Esau. It says this, Daniel 4:17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, being the prophets, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So we understand that our power, our Father, all right, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, he sets up kingdoms and he takes them down. And he's about to set up the kingdom of heaven, all right, by giving the earth and everything and everyone in it to his son, Yahawashi. And he's going to set up the elect to be joint heirs with Yahawashi, the governing body, the 144,000. All right, and the great multitude going to get the victory as well, going to receive salvation as well. It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Who's the basis of men? Who's the bottom of the totem pole? Who's the Neanderthal? All right, the cave dweller. Okay, got to rule by deception and the sword. Esau, man. Okay, and he's ruling because it's biblical prophecy, man. Not because he's just some great man. It's because Yahawah set him up. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So if you can imagine an hourglass, okay, and the grains of sand is getting low at the top of the hourglass, meaning the grains of sand is about to run out, meaning time is about to run out. That's Esau. His time is about to run out, and that time that he has to rule is with Yahawah. And Yahawah is fed up with this double. The Lord said he's angry with the wicked every day. So, hey, it was all through the Lord's word and him being faithful unto his word, all right, that these devils are in power, okay? And the Lord going to remain faithful to his word and set Israel in power, okay? 2 Esdras 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we're seeing it today, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, because the Lord said what? He declared the end from the beginning. Everything that's playing out has already been foretold. Everything that's playing out, Yahawah already knows what's going to happen next. It says Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Prophecy, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And who can stop the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, through his son Yahawashi? Nobody. All right? We can't stop it. Esau can't stop it. None of the heathen nations can stop it. Nobody can stop it. Okay? Bahasham's will be done, and we with it. 2nd Esdras 9:4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, by his prophets. And those prophets are back here today, fulfilling their lot. Okay? It says, 2nd Esdras 9:5. For like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and an end, the end is manifest. The end is manifest. So just like Habakkuk said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not tarry. So, for you hopeful elect, all right, out there, continue to have faith in Yahawah and the word of the Lord. All right, understand how close we are to receiving our crown, our salvation. That's nigh unto the Lord's elect. Lord, we're a part of that number. And Yahawah, we already know he going to be faithful. The Lord's going to be faithful unto his elect, man. Okay? 2/3 going to be destroyed here. Heathens going to be destroyed here. The heathens that remain, the wicked elite, the powers that be, in their bunkers, they're going to be snatched up, rounded up. All right? First fruits of slaves in the kingdom of heaven. Hence the kingdom of Yahawashi, the kingdom of Israel. Okay? And 2/3 will be brought back in the kingdom through the loins of the elect. All right? The heathens that get killed out or deleted on this side going to be brought back through the residue of heathens, left over. Okay? And we're going to have them under subjection forever, perpetually. Besides the Edomites. Besides the Edomites. Because Obadiah, prophecy of Yahawah, Obadiah 1:18 is the point. I want to get verse 10 first. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And right now these devils being exposed for all the atrocities that he done against his brother Jacob. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay, and these devils about to receive the punishment of captivity and ultimately what? To be eradicated. Obadiah 1:18. Right. Obadiah 1:18. Slakia. Obadiah 1:17. But the mount of Zion shall be, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and that's for the Lord's elect. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. Hold on, I might gotta read it back, cause yeah. We started 15. Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord Yahawah is near upon all the heathen. Woo! Judgment is coming. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Okay? So they keep on patrolling the streets, targeting Jake, shedding blood, detaining them. Okay? Displaying that hatred, that same ancient perpetual hatred. It's all gonna return on its own head. He trying to come with his new world order. All right? He trying to delete mass amounts of people, bring mass casualties, namely Israelites. It's going to return upon his own head. Okay? For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though thou had not been. Okay? And, getting into the curses, man. Okay? Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. It says, and the Lord Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Yeah, it starts with Esau on down to the rest of the heathen nations who displayed their hatred, cut us off from being a nation. Psalms the 83rd chapter. All right, benefited off of us in our captivity. Yeah, they all got to pay. Every one of them. Every single one of them, man. All right, let me see something real quick. Let me go to the book of Lamentations real quick. Lamentations 3:46. All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. See? So all these damn heathens, but namely starting with the Edomites, okay? These devils gonna get it the worst ultimately. Lamentations 3:22. It is of the Lord Yahawah's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassion failed not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Yeah, if Lord ain't have mercy in his hedge of protection on us, knowing how these heathens and especially these devils want to do with us, eradicate us, man, we wouldn't even be here, man. We wouldn't even be here. Okay, let me see. Man, all that's good. All of it is good, man. Lamentation 3:66. It says 65. It says, "Give them sorrow of heart, being mine. Thy curse unto them. Ooh. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of the Lord." Yahawashi. Let's go into the enemies, man. Okay. Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, thou that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup," and the curses, all right, slavery, captivity, all right, hell, all right, which is a condition. It's going to be given to them. "The cup shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked." So they about to feel the brunt, the full force of the curses. And we already seen these devils doing a down spiral. All right, Edom struggling just like Jake, and worse than Jake. Edom coming up homeless, worse than Jake. So the curses are already beginning to hit them, but they about to feel the brunt. They about to be taken all the way out of power, starting with the wicked elite, man. All right, and they about to be seen as who they are, the bases of men, the Edomites. All right, the caveman. It says, "The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity." And that's speaking about Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We about to see salvation, man. This is what these signs is telling us, man. We about to see it. Our captivity is up, and this the last captivity, man. "He will no more carry thee away into captivity." We will never serve another heathen ever again, man. All right, especially a damn filthy ass Edomite, man. The wicked, the devil, according to the Bible. It says, "He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins." So this devil is being put on Front Street, man. Okay, an inquisition of the wicked. He's being exposed, man. He's on trial. All right, and he know he fucking guilty. All right, he gonna be found red-handed, pun intended. Edom, man, the red man, the devil, man. Okay, so Obadiah 1:16. "For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been." Yeah, they about to feel the curses. It says, "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance," and we gonna rule the rod of iron, man. All right, ain't no back talking, ain't no side eyeing us, ain't us looking us dead in the eye. Like when we was in captivity, you couldn't look them in their eye. All right, you couldn't, laugh around them. You couldn't speak against them. You couldn't come up against them because they ain't have no might. That's how these heathens, they gonna be broken in, because we gonna be spiritual powers, man. All right, sons of the living God, man. We're gonna have them new bodies, man. We're about to break these damn heathens into righteousness, man. It says, "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance unto the Lord's elect. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions." So we're going to get it all back, man. Everything you took and continue to take, we're going to get it all back. Because now you're taking Venezuela, okay? You're taking the gold, the oil, You know, the resources from over there, we're going to get it all back, man. The landmass, the Americas, we're going to get it all back. It's except for America, all right? America itself, North America itself, because that's going to be a wasteland and a desert, all right? Got to say that. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. So the Lord about to kindle the fire in his people, and you devils about to be devoured. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahawah have spoken it. And this is after you serve your 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and captivity to the nation of Israel. Just as we served you, all right, we went off, we got punished by Yahawah. You're going to have to serve us in the kingdom, and it's going to be perpetually an uninterrupted rule, all right? But Esau, you got an expiration date. All the rest of the heathens, they're going to be in subjection under the nation of Israel perpetually. But you Edomites, you got a date with being deleted, eradicated, erased off the planet Earth, man. Your spirit, your soul, erased. The Edomite race erased. Okay? So, yeah. For the Lord Yahawah has spoken it. And that's what it's all about. Prophecy. That's what it's all about. That's what we're seeing playing out. What we're about to see happen. Prophecy of Yahawah. What we've seen in the past history. Prophecy of Yahawah coming to pass, man. So, Lord, will just edifying to the elect. That'll say Shalawam, Shalawam to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel.